Hi,
Hey, Jake.
how's it going?
Uh, in what way?
Uh, just anyway, I guess.
Well, I'm fixing a what is it, Emerlin speaker
Oh
that
yeah.
I tore apart. Took the speaker out, couldn't get the screws loose, so it tore the whole end of the speaker out because it made out of that. I don't know what you call it, compressed cardboard
Yeah,
type
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, the screws go in and have spikes in the screws, so you drive them into the wood or the cardboard stuff so they don't twist. But when the bolts are all rusted and they don't come loose, they twist anyway.
Yeah.
So I cut a new front and board and stuff for them. Just in the process of putting it back together now. Put a better
Nice.
put a better speaker in with a big magnet on it. A six by
Yeah.
a 6x9 speaker is what goes into them. So we got a nice big 4 ohm speaker we're putting into it.
Nice.
And let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh yeah, I had to replace the mat on my workbench because I got a kind of a foam rubber one from Home Depot. Well, it doesn't take heat. You turn the
Yeah.
you turn the chassis upside down, and one of the rectifier tubes melts its way into the mat, makes a nice big hole in it. I did that several times. It don't like solder either, so it ruins the
I bet not.
solder and the heat. So this time I put one on, and then I put a piece of Formica over that for now. I think Formica will take solder without melting
Uh-huh.
if it falls on it. So let's see, I got that done. Got a new 10, 10 gallon or was it 25 or 50 gallon or 50-pound propane tank. Got it filled for my heater in my shop. So
Nice.
that'll last for a while. Lasts longer than the little 5-gallon ones. This is a 10-gallon one. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. Small tanks are 20 pounds, and I guess this must be 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got that done. And my big duck pond in the backyard, it kind of dried up finally. So no more ducks. Got that done. And I've got a couple SX62B helicopter receivers on my bench to work on now. Tried to get a knob off. The tuning knob was stuck on the shaft. Take both screws out, squirt it with blast lubricant. That don't help. So the knob turns around freely on the shaft, but
Be-
evidently the screw made a bad spot on the shaft, so you can't pull the knob off. I don't know if you've ever had that, where the screw messes up the shaft,
Yeah.
can't pull the knob off. So we took the shaft out. It had two C clips in the back of it, and it's had one of those weights on the back of it to make it spin nice. So you take that off and the two C clips and you pull the whole shaft out. So took that out to the vise, put it in a vise, and taken hammered the knob off the end of it without ruining the knob. So got that off, then took a little fine file to the shaft, smoothing it down again so you can put the knob on easy and take it back off.
hmm
Meanwhile, somebody took the dial string and evidently they put it on their way, and it was a bad dial string anyway. So I took that all off. Well, putting back another one kind of got me to cussing at it. Get it the string right. So I just kind of left that. I'll try to match it with another one, just like because I got 3 or 4 of those radios. So I'll
Hmm.
look at the other ones real close and see how they did it. And like on YouTube, when they showed how to put on those strings, sometimes you got to put them around the big pulley and then tape them on so they don't get loose while you're
Yeah. Hmm.
stringing this way. So I guess I'm going to try that
Yeah.
and then put it back together and finish recapping it. It works now, so I'm just checking caps and replacing them. Every one so far, the paper caps I've taken off have had pretty pretty bad resistance in them.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
They're leaking real bad. I took all the bumblebees out, and now it's up to the tiny chiefs to come out. You know what the tiny chief ones look like? They're
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
they're pink.
Hmm.
So those leak too. So I got to replace some of them. So far, the main filter capacitor it checks good, so it's been all right. So
That's good.
I'm going to leave that in there. It doesn't seem to have any problem.
Cool.
So those big receivers are really fun. They take a while to work on. They're not just a 5 tube receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes a lot of effort to go through it all.
Yeah, and they weigh about 50 or 60 pounds out of the case,
Yeah.
so they're heavy. What else is going to come? Oh, there's John. Hi,
Yeah.
John.
We have John,
Hello.
Byron, Tom, and Dave.
John's going to come up and help me work on my helicopters, right?
Of course,
He's been up a couple times.
I have. You know, yeah, your place is, what's the right word? It's impressive. I mean, you how many chassis and radios do you think you have there? I mean, various, you, do you have any idea how many you have?
I've counted hundreds
I was going to
before,
say,
a couple
yeah,
more.
you know, when I was up there, I had to take a couple of pictures because it's kind of like, this is amazing. It's like,
There's just so much there, huh?
it's just like going,
My wife thinks it's amazing too.
well, I'm not sure she'd probably choose that descriptive, but
Uh,
I
well,
know I know mine wouldn't. It's like,
yeah, she uses a little bit different words, John.
I'm sure. Well, fortunately, you've got your own place out, 50 feet or so from the house. You've got your own little world there, so that's good.
Yeah, I've been threatening to bring him in, but she says no way. She's got her stuff, and she don't want my stuff taking up room that she can put her stuff in.
I hear you.
Well, cool. I guess we might as well get started with the topic for tonight.
Okay.
So tonight is Tombstone radios, and what kind of inspired that is I've got this Philco 37620
Yep.
Tombstone that I'll be working on sometime this spring. Um, and I just got it because I liked, just like this era of Philco, just the style. But this one has what is called the photo finish on the
Yep.
front. Um, and I was wondering if any of you guys had dealt with the photo finish. This one's not in terrible shape. It's a little faded.
Yeah.
If you can't really see.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's really terrible, I just deal with it. I have one exactly. I've got a 37620
Yeah,
that, fortunately, the photo finish is. I'll show you later, but it's near perfect, and
yeah,
there are a few dings here and there, and it's like, I'm not gonna touch it. It's so good. I've seen folks that have ones that are really pretty messed up, and then they just you just have to take it off and then deal with, what's underneath there and, so forth. But if it's halfway decent, I mean, I think I,
Yeah.
I don't know
My
any way.
my main concerns is I've got it's probably really hard to see in the darkness of the this camera, but I've got some like where it's like leaned up against something, it's been rubbed through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
I
just
don't I
trying
don't
to
know.
clean it up and match it the best I can without damaging the rest of the photo finish is what I'm trying to do. So
Right.
kind of disguise it a little bit.
Well, yeah, here I don't know if I can let me
Yeah, well, they make those pins, with the different colors.
that's yeah, so there's I don't know if that's any clearer, but here's
Yeah, that one's definitely in better shape than mine.
it's
Well, it almost looks like its brother.
yeah, well, it's the same model. Yeah, this one, except for, I mean, it's hard to show, and there's a couple of chips here and there, and a couple of places where the it's sort of worn a little bit. But like Myron says, I mean, I suppose I could take one of the color pens and kind of fill it. But I think it's
Yeah, I think yours is good just the way it is.
that's the way I'm thinking is that this is kind of like less is more.
Yeah.
It's like if I do anything more with this, I'm going to make it worse. So I think I'm just going to leave that alone and call it good.
Yeah, no matter what you do to it, it's going to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might show up worse if you put something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some like nice hard lines, like something that's rubbed against it, but it's nice and straight, so it's very obvious. It's not like little rub marks, from general use. It's like rubbed against something in like maybe transportation or something like that where it's been moved.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of disguise that a little bit so it doesn't stand out as much.
Yeah. Right. You
John,
know
can you
how
John, can you go over to that speaker,
oh the
the round speaker?
oh you're talking about the AK?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we kind of got talking about that last time a little bit. So this is
Oh,
I
I
can't
Oh,
remember
that's nice. Yeah.
what the number is.
want to see what the back of it looked like. I
Well,
don't.
I opted not to try to cover up the back. Yeah, I know we were talking about that last week as far as trying to put the grill cloth on the back. Um, and they are, as you mentioned before, there are these, and there were sort of the remnants in mine about these. Um, I don't know what they're made out of. I mean, those like,
Used to be rubber, I think, John.
I guess that's what it was.
At one time.
That well, let me set this down, and we can kind of show those of you who don't know what we're talking about. Um,
Sorry, Jake.
Oh,
so
you're good.
so here's
It's all about sharing what we have. So yeah,
so
go for
here
it.
so here's can you see these openings in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a little bit of a lip around on the inside that at one time there was a cloth over it, and this I guess it was rubber. I don't know. I had little bits of it that were still left, and I tried fiddling with it, and I ultimately just gave up. Um, there's a brand of Rust-Oleum. I can't remember. If anybody's interested, that matches the old AK color really well.
Hmm.
Um, and so, like on this is a 42, and I got a lot of help from Cliff on redoing this. This is This is the original paint color. This is the original AK, and this lid I had to repaint. And the Rust-Oleum, it's like a walnut or so. I don't know. You can hardly tell
Hmm.
the difference. It's very close. And same thing with speaker itself, I couldn't get. I know Larry, you talked about trying to get. I kind of gave up on it over time. I've seen various renditions where there's a grill cloth over the front or not. I went ahead and did the front part just because see, and I found because there were little bits of what was there originally, and
Well, okay.
and this cloth that I found is pretty similar. It has kind of a goldish little flecks in it. It's really pretty similar to what little fragments that were there before. It's interesting when I got this Atwater Kent from a friend who said, this was left by, like a great aunt or something. Do you want it? And I go like, okay, I'll take it. And interestingly, it had like an RCA 100 speaker with it, and which probably back in the day they sold the speakers and the radios separately, and I wonder if someone when they bought that thing decided to save a few bucks and get a non Atwater Kent speaker to save a couple of dollars. I don't know, but at any rate, that's it. It is what it is. It's a little. It was an interesting project. I haven't done a lot of TRFs, and it works. There's no AVC in it, so you have this. You have to constantly be changing the volume control on it whenever between louder and softer stations. But yeah, it
Well,
works.
yeah, yours is the openings in the back of yours aren't round. It don't look like they look
No,
kind of.
they're kind of oval. They have sort of an eight. They're not round. They're sort. In fact, because of that, because they're not just round. When I tried to put, I got some rubber bands that were about the right size. I thought that would, but because of the inequality of the pressure around it, because it's not a certain, it wouldn't hold it quite right. So I ultimately just said, you know, it's in the back.
Nobody's gonna see it, right?
So
My,
just just turn it
my
and just say, I tried, and you know, things don't always work out the way you want, and that's fine. That's so. Anyhow, there you go.
yeah, my
Is
whole
that paint a crinkle finish or
Well, that's the original AK the crinkle. I mean, the paint that I put on it was not. So fortunately there was enough of the original crinkle on it that just painting it was fine.
oh, still was rough? Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't really like it was chipped or rubbed off. It was just um, kind of corroded and whatnot. And there was also I found, and again, I went to, on the Atwater Kent Facebook group thing, and they had this is where I got this, and also another color of the gold that matches pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
so that so it was really just the lid that I did. These things, it's just so that was also repainted. But that crinkle finish, Myron, that's just the original texture to it. It was just, fortunately, it wasn't like rubbed off. There are a couple spots that maybe on the top got rubbed off, but most of it is just the original texture. So it just needed to have the color restored. That's all.
Yeah, it was nice you didn't have to strip it. Yeah.
No, so it was fine. And like I said, it was an interesting project because I haven't done radios like this before, and it was, and Cliff was a big help.
John, what I used was a hammer tone bronze, a dark kind of a dark brown or dark bronze hammer tone finish on mine. It came out really nice, almost like the original.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Good to know. Like I said, I
Home Depot.
yeah,
Home
no, I
Depot.
got this from Home Depot too, but it's the both the brown and the gold is a standard Rust-Oleum color that you know sometimes not all of the Home Depots have them. You might have to actually specially order, but it is something that Rust-Oleum makes. And like I said, the Atwater Kent people said, "Oh yeah, yeah, use this. It's real close." And I have to admit, unless you really scrutinize it, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. It looks, like I said, the body of the cabinet is original, and then just the lid is what I painted, and it's hard to tell the difference.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so how many Tombstone radios? Looks like you got quite a few of them, John.
Well, my one of my main interests, aside from communications gear like Hallicrafters, I mean, that you that you and I, Larry, you and I share an interest in is in 30s. I like radios from the 30s, so that's sort of the Tombstone era, when that was really big. So I have several so that I've acquired over the years.
I got I got one, but the front end or the front part of it's missing some of the wood. It's come apart and peeled. So I'm gonna probably have to find some veneer somewhere.
Yeah, I've started getting into doing, you know, full veneer work. It's tricky, but yeah, it can be done.
What's your favorite Tombstone radio that you have?
Favorite?
Yeah.
Uh, well, let me just show you what I have and see what you think. So this one here is that's a that's an RCA Model 118. Most of these are from the mid 30s. So this I think
Yeah, yeah.
35, 36. This is it came in a Canadian and an American version. This is a Canadian, and the only way you can tell is that the escutcheon here is a little simpler in the Canadian one. It's just sort of these little lines through the, whereas the American has like not quite um, you know, American Eagles, but theirs is almost it's much more ornate. And then of course on the back there's the stamp, the provincial stamp,
Hmm.
from. But it's really a pretty good performer. This is I'm pretty sure is the original finish because there's like a little badge here that I don't see how someone could get that off. And so it looks pretty original. It has some nice features. It has a two-speed vernier tuning. You can
Oh, that's nice.
push that in
Yeah.
and out to get faster, slower tuning. I have to work on this is the band switch here, and it's one of these where it pulls out as opposed to a switch. So switching between AM and shortwave is it was kind of touchy initially, and I could do it, kind of wiggling and I can get it, but now it's just stuck on AM, so I have to go in there. But it's not one of these that you can just get a rotary switch. It's so anyhow, I've got to work on that one. And this is a Philco 610. So this is 36. So in
Hmm.
37 they started adding the year
Yeah, adding the
before it.
year
Right. So this
before
is
it.
30,
Yeah.
so this is before that. So this is a 30. It's like this was interesting. I got this on eBay from somebody up in the Seattle area, and I usually don't bid on things, because oftentimes the shipping is worse than the actual cost. But because it was relatively close, I thought, well, okay. So I got it for $20 plus the shipping. So I was like less than $50 for this thing. And the thing was funny. He billed it as not working, that he had recapped it, but he couldn't get it to work. And, which always makes me uneasy trying to take on somebody else's uh, problems. But I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. So came in and when you plug the thing in, it was like howling and all these oscillations. Is like, what is going? So ultimately, it was interesting because the guy, how many have dealt with Philcos of this era in terms of the Bakelite
Yeah,
blocks?
the Bakelite blocks. Yeah. Hmm.
So, I mean, I've gotten to do that. I actually don't mind just sucking all the guts out and restuffing them. I don't usually restuff um, electrolytics and things like that, but this is just easier to do that, I think. But some people will use the blocks almost like a terminal strip and just clip. Well, this guy actually took all the blocks out and put terminal strips in for each of the, and then put the components on. And so I had to go through every bit of it, and I found, it was one of these strips where one of the lugs had like about four things connected to it. Um, and when I looked at it, it was like the lowest thing. I can't, it was like it in the IF section somewhere. I can't remember where the last little bit, there were like three things that were connected, some capacitors. But the lowest thing, the solder never got down to that one last little bit, that one last little wire that was coming out onto it. And it was just sort of hanging there. So I resoldered it, and it works fine. Um,
That's all it took, huh?
yeah, it's just, but I don't usually like redoing other people's issues, but there you go.
Yeah,
So
you got lucky on that one.
yeah, so this is a Philco 66B, also from 34, 35. The thing I like about this one, it has this really Art Deco kind of style. It's,
Yeah,
it's
I've never
colorful.
seen one of those.
Yeah, I got this at the Ormsby auction. You know, do you remember? I can't remember his first name,
Mhm.
but he used to be a part of. He lived down by Corvallis, as I recall, and had done a lot. So he redid this, and it actually works fine. I decided not to fiddle with it. He also refinished it with. It's hard to tell in the video there, but it's he used kind of that piano finish, super high gloss, which isn't my usual thing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The other thing that is kind of interesting is when he put this thing back, the escutcheon here, it's hard to see where the opening is. It's going vertically. Actually, it's supposed to go horizontally. The opening for
Hmm.
where you read it, and
Yeah.
uh, but again, that's the way he did it, and it's fine. And so I'm just not going to mess with it, and it works. So that's good. This is a Crosley Fiver. This is I think the 516 version. They made a number of these. Again, this is mid 30s. I had to refinish the cabinet on. I got this at estate sale that was up there in North Portland. A few a year or so ago, and it was pretty roughed up, but stripping it down and so forth. The other thing that's really cool about these is if you redo this escutcheon, it's supposed to be like a really shiny, brassy gold, and uh,
Mhm.
and uh, and it wasn't. It was real tarnished, and I always tend not to mess with that kind of thing. Like particularly some people with the escutcheons around Venus shutter dials, Zenith
Yeah,
shutter
yeah.
dials, but I thought, it really is supposed to be really, that was the real attraction back in the day, and so that was good. This is a little uh, RCA Model 103 from again mid 30s, and I got that over in that one place, Myron, we were talking about over in the Cedar Hills area. That was fine, and
Off a Walker, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and there were, like we said, there were some halfway decent things to find there, uh, and this is.
That Crosley, I have one of those that runs off of 6 volts. It looks just
Oh, do
like
you
it.
really? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Well,
it has a vibrator supply.
oh, is that right? Yeah. No, this is
Yeah.
the standard AC version, and it's really interesting. They build this as being the deluxe model, and the deluxe meaning that it had two bands. So the
Yeah.
original, the original was just AM. So, but this is deluxe because it has shortwave too. So, uh, and it's DeForest Crosley. Um, and just interestingly, again, this is just Canadian. It wasn't ever marketed that I know of in the U.S. It's a Canadian brand. Um, Rogers bought out DeForest Crosley, but continued using the name there, and yeah. So this is it's actually a nice radio. I had to refinish this entirely. The I think this is Sapelli or something like that on this in walnut here, and that was mostly done with I just stripped it down and used a more of a natural stain. I used uh, black lacquer paint in these places there to get that, and then this is these more darker brown was with toner, and then spray lacquer over the whole thing, and it's nice. The only issue is this is not the right knob. So one of these days I'll have to find the right knob. But it's supposed to be a kind of a plunger kind of thing, like on the 620. So one of these days. So anyhow, that's my Tombstone collection. And
I don't know if you noticed, but on the Crosley, he typically put a mark
yes,
on there for his radio station
WLW.
at 700. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So what we're talking about, I'm sure you can't see it, but yeah, it's here somewhere. But yeah, you can see where they where you always had a mark there for. I think it was WLW in Chicago. Is
It's in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Cincinnati? That's right. Yeah, someplace there in the. Oh yeah, it was down. WLW was down around 700.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
At one time, they had a 100,000 watt transmitter.
Right. It was supposedly the
Nice.
it was supposedly, as I understand, it was like um, that they were going to shut them down or something because it was like excessive wattage or something like that. But
Yeah, it was before the FCC limited it to 50,000 watts, and they had to make sure that the antennas didn't transmit towards Canada because they were wiping out all the Canadian stations.
I'm, I'm
The
not.
transmitter was water cooled. It had a pond outside,
Wow.
and it had the serial number RCA-1 on it.
Hmm.
It was later used by Voice of America in Europe,
Oh, really? Interesting.
actually.
Didn't know that.
But the transmitter tubes were, the size of a closet, basically. Rack, it was like four of them or something.
Is the VOA transmitting at all anymore?
A lot of it's been shut down. I don't know exactly how it ended up. They defunded it, so.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if a tombstone counted if it just has a flat top or not.
You mean just a flat top?
Sure. Well, why not?
I mean, the one you had, Jake, it has rounded corners, right? So that does look
Yeah,
like a
it's got
tombstone,
rounded
right?
corners, but it's got a flat top.
It's
Yeah,
it's still considered. No, that's considered a tombstone. Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
this is your like classic tombstone shape.
I guess anything that doesn't come to a point then.
Yeah.
Is that a
Okay.
610, Jake?
It's
Six.
620, 37 620.
Because that's what mine, it looks identical to mine. I can't see it.
Yeah, that's
And the guy advertised it as a 620 when I bought it. but none of the schematic worked. It was driving me crazy. And I finally downloaded the 610 and the 610B. It's a 610B was the
Yeah.
same. And I don't know if somebody switched the guts out on it, but it's a 610 fits all the schematics, fits all the wiring and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah. Because this is a 610B. Uh,
From the year before, right? Yeah.
well, that's a 610, not a 37, but yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Because it has a 121 chassis.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know this already, the 36 ones had that oval mirrored escutcheon, and 37s had that round escutcheon. That's like
Yep.
the
Hmm.
major way you can tell a 36 from a 37. And a lot of the cabinets were the same.
Yeah, and usually the cabinets were as they went up in model number like 610, 620, 630, 640. As they keep going up, the cabinets would tend to get larger as the chassis and the speaker got larger as well.
Yep. Yep.
It's round. Hmm.
But it was all very similar style
Yeah.
between the cabinets. I do have also another Philco. I have to go grab it.
My other one, yes.
So I also have from 1936, it's a 650.
Huh.
So it's got
Hmm.
that oval dial. And this one's got the shadow meter as well. But it's heavy. So what do you got, Myron?
I have two or three, but the one I have is so big I don't want to bring it up here. Is a 16B. It's a Philco,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know. The thing must be about 20 inches tall and
Yeah, yeah.
16 inches across, and it's really heavy. So I'm not going to bring it up. But they
Yeah,
have a
it's like
real,
a little bit larger than the 650 I got, I
yeah, I
think.
think so.
Just
The
a
really
little
cool
bit.
thing is it has a black front, and then it has lightning, like three white lightning bolts going up on the front of it. So
Nice.
it's really cool styling. Uh, and the strange thing is, it has like a, a toggle switch on the side of it, which I forget what that's for. It's either distance,
Yeah, usually,
local, or something
lo-
like that.
yeah, it's usually a local distance thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of odd. They didn't have any place to put it on the cabinet, I guess. But um, it's a pretty high tube count set, but it's huge.
So they took all the blocks out of that thing, Jim. That one you were talking about. They took all the Bakelite blocks out of it and just put terminal strips in it.
Oh, me? You mean me?
Oh, okay, John.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah. No, they took. Yeah, when I opened the thing up, I mean, it's always a challenge. I mean, it's not one of my favorite things to dig into somebody else's handiwork, but went in there and it was, yeah, it took out every single one of the Bakelite blocks and put in terminal strips instead, which I, well, yeah, whatever. If that's fine. I mean, a lot of people will just kind of use the block as a terminal strip too, and just kind of clip the leads and then, add the components onto that. I've kind of got into it that I kind of like just sucking the guts out of those things and putting them back in, it's fine. Although I don't do a lot of things like you know with, um, the electrolytics, the filter caps. I tend not to try to stuff cans and things like that. But I've done it a couple times only because there was so little space sometimes. It was actually easier to put them up into the old can. But yeah, this guy for whatever reason decided to take out all the old Bakelite and just put in terminal strips instead. And so whatever.
I've got Bakelite things if you want
I don't.
Are you sure?
I've got plenty. That's fine. It's
them. Yeah, I usually take the insides out of them easy. You just heat them up with a hot air gun and heat gun, and usually they'll poke right out of there, come out real easy, real nice.
yeah. I found like I've got a little thing I've made with what is the gauge inside standard Romex? It's like 16 gauge or something like that.
Hmm.
And so I've just and it
14, 12,
14.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
so but it
14.
fits right into the little hole.
right.
It just fits. So I've got a little thing where I can I've made sort of little handles. So I just heat it up a little bit and stick it to the hole in the middle of the back Bakelite thing, and it pops it out. And
Yeah, that was nice.
and it's just a little some shop towels just kind of clean out the inside a little bit, and you're done. It's like
It makes a nice job out of it, John.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, I've used paper clips to push it out, or anything that'll go through the front hole or the
Yeah,
little hole.
yeah, it works because you can just that little hole in the middle. You just go in and you go pop, and it just pops
Yeah.
out.
I unsolder the wires off the terminal strips first, though.
I
When
just
I clip
I just kind of clip them, and then
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I know some people who they say they just absolutely refuse to work on Philcos because they hate those Bakelite blocks and all that. But it's like
Well, those are easy.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's not that big of a deal. It's really interesting to go through it. And if you get download the information, the old information from Philco that gives so the numbers of each of the blocks and what
Hmm.
actually is supposed to be in each one of them, so you know exactly how they were supposed to be, what was in them, if they're just caps or there was caps and sometimes there's resistor and, so forth. So you kind of really know exactly what's all in there. It's, and, Philco's big, well, one of their big contributions was kind of becoming the Henry Ford of radio production. They were really into, this mass production sort of thing, and so this was all part of that. But of course, ultimately, they give. I don't know if any of the post, well, even close to World War II, 40, 41. I don't think they were using. I don't know what exactly when they stopped using the Bakelite, but it was the blocks. But they ultimately phased that out.
Just a minute. I take the electrolytics, can ones that screw into the chassis. If you pull those out and you want to restuff them, all you got to do is I take a Dremel and go around the bottom of them about 3/8 to half inch up on them, and then you can pull the insides out real easy. And then I just run new. Some of them have wires that run up through them that come out the bottom, the red and the black wire out the bottom of them.
Yeah.
I just
Hmm.
run new wires out the bottom of them so I can rewire them back in, and then use. I got some stainless steel adhesive tape I put around the bottom of them, and it looks pretty good. And when you get done with them, that way, put one layer of tape around them, metal tape. And I suppose if you didn't want to looks so nice. You could probably use duct tape or something, but I got some metal aluminum, or mine in my case is stainless steel tape that I got from some guy, and it works real nice. It holds real good, and it looks nice.
A lot of times those Philco ones are not connected to the chassis, so they have little cardboard on the outside of
Mhm.
them, little tubes on them,
Yep.
and so that covers up your tape if you have it, small enough, so you don't even have to look at it.
That's right. That's a good idea. But if you don't ground the insides to the outside case, it really don't matter.
Right, they put little I don't know, terminal strips on them to the case, yeah, so you can just go to that, you know, because they were using the negative was, below the chassis uh,
Right.
voltage, right?
Does anybody else have any Tombstone radios they want to share?
I think the one I need veneer for is a cathedral one.
Yeah. That's like a close cousin though, right?
It's
I I think I've had it for probably at least 2 or 3 years. Haven't done much with it yet. I think it was missing one knob too.
Yeah.
I've got a
Yeah, you got a couple of cathedrals too, yeah.
I've got 90 there, and I it's
Oh, it looks like it's in great shape.
it actually is, and fortunately the cabinet's fine, and going through it's it's really amazing. I mean, the thing weighs 50 pounds. I was trying to put it up on the shelf the other day there, and it's amazing, when something that's just a single band AM thing that is that huge.
Yeah.
It's amazing as far as the technology at the time. The only other cathedral really I have is, yeah, see, I haven't even started looking at it. This glory tone. I don't know if anybody is even familiar with what that.
No, not at all.
I I picked that up at one of our Aurora gatherings a few years
Hmm.
back, for $20 or something, and it's kind of one of these days I might get around to it kind of thing, but it just kind of looks fun. But that's about all I have for cathedrals. But
Yeah, I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any cathedrals.
oh, Myron, what's that? Ooh, oh, that's there's
Yeah, it's the same one you had.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, there you
yes,
go.
I don't know if the grill is exactly the same or
no,
not.
it's different. See, my grill has these horizontal bars, but it looks very similar. Is that just all AM? I don't
Well,
see.
let's see.
It looks to me
There's a
like
switch on the back, and I think it's just AM.
it
Yeah,
is,
because it just goes 55 to 170. It says police at the end.
but it has the little marking there for WLW,
That's what I was wondering. Oh yeah, it says WLW right on the
right there
dial.
at 700. Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, no, this was
Yeah.
yeah, this was they're very big. They had a lot of different, very similar. I think basically the same chassis or some variation in all sorts of different cabinets, including um, ones where it was more horizontal and not an upright tombstone, and then the same thing into a console and so forth. Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, so you see in the middle it says Crosley Fiber, I believe.
Right.
But in the back, you can see it's got a big transformer in it because
Yeah.
it's 6 volts, right?
Oh yeah, right.
You know, oh, you know what?
Hmm.
It's got a power cord. I'm really surprised. I I'd swear this was a 6 volt. Huh, that's crazy. I was
Well,
expecting battery clips. Maybe I've confused this one with a different one. I'll have to figure this out. But it's got that big transformer in there, like it's maybe this ran on both AC and 6 volts.
yeah, because that's different. Because the
It's
mine
got
says,
these two. It's got these two really heavy wires coming out the back.
yeah, that's.
So I bet it was either or.
I bet it was. You're right.
I can't quite read the. I think it says 587 is the model number. Yeah.
Mine says 517, I think, and it just has a pretty conventional transformer.
Do a quick look here.
No, it's just a kind of a small,
Mhm.
kind of standard looking kind of thing.
That's interesting to have both. It's been so long since I've looked at that. I
Yeah.
got this at Shoreline probably around 90 or no, 2003 or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
587.
Yeah, mine says, I wrote it down, 517, I think it was what mine says. Yeah, 517.
Yeah, I see 517 in Nostalgia Air. Oh, there's 587. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Volume Rider's 10, so it's about 1940. Yeah, it's 6 volt or 110. There's a switch on the back. So they have a really special transformer.
Hmm.
It has two primaries. One is the 110 volt, and the other one is the 6 volt with a vibrator, right? So
Wow.
yeah, it's a really funky transformer. Yeah, and it has 6x5 rectifier, so that was kind of late. I mean, this is like probably 1940. It's
The
just a regular AA5 circuit. It's nothing special, but the transformer is special.
the infamous 6x5.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like it has the bad one too, the one with the shoulder.
Yeah.
But it's got a Crosley brand on it, so that's kind of cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can see the vibrator. Hmm, interesting.
I can't remember what you probably know the model number of this racetrack um, Zenith has a 6x5 in it, and I opted to replace it with diodes and resistors, and but I made a little. I took the base from the tube and kind of put them into that base, and then covered over so I could plug in. But it's a plug in to replace that tube with the solid state kind of thing.
That's a nice way to do it too.
Well,
Yeah,
because
I should know that radio model. I think it's
I can't.
42 in 1942, but I forget the number. It's a three-digit number,
It is, and I'm trying to. I should know too. It's
but it
kind of.
doesn't have the year on it, I don't think.
I can't remember.
Maybe it does,
I'd
but
have to pull it down and See,
Does have real nice tiger wood, and
yeah, this
maybe
fortunately,
317 jumps to mind. I don't know.
that sounds about right. Yeah, I think so. Um, yeah, this one, it, it was somebody on the top. It was like they used it to sharpen their pocket knife on or something. There's like these little gouges in it, but it's like because with this tiger wood, I mean, you just can't. So I decided just I'm going to leave it because you can't kind of fiddle with this photo finish stuff and all that. So anyhow, it's fine. But yeah, that's the one that has it had a 6x5. That was kind of a big thing with Zenith for a while. They were using that rectifier a lot, which tend to get a short between the cathode and heater and take out the power transformer.
Yeah, they were saving money on the power transformer.
Right.
I read somewhere in some discussion about tubes that that insulation between the filament and the cathode was such that it only worked for the polarity that it was used in. That if you reverse the polarity on those tubes, they would actually just short right out right away.
Wow.
It was the technology they used. I don't know the details, but they were like, this only works one way. It's like, wow, interesting.
Yeah, you'd think they might have kind of explored that a little bit first, but well,
Saving money.
yep.
Yep.
So who's going to go to the this sale on Saturday?
I haven't decided yet.
I'm thinking I won't, particularly because we have the
Yeah, there's a lot. We have a
there's
lot coming up.
yeah. It's like you have to kind of you know choose which hill you're going to die on, and it's like I just I've got to I think I'm going to pass on the one this Saturday.
Well, the
Yeah,
fact that he said there was 90% battery sets,
Right.
you
It's
know,
you got to be into battery sets.
right,
yeah.
right. So
It's
I'm
like
sure Dan and Dick will be there.
Yeah.
you know I yeah I've got one I really haven't gotten it. I've got one three dialer, um, and it it might be nice to have another one for historical purposes, but it's just not my thing. And
I just picked one up from the hoarder house, so I don't have a lot of room left.
the hoarder house, yeah.
How did that go?
I mean, you couldn't believe that place, really. Literally, you couldn't walk in 3 feet in the door without starting to walk up on stuff.
Wow.
And it was that way. The living room, the family room, the bedrooms, the bathroom was just, I mean, most of it was shoulder high. And you had to dig down through it to find stuff. The garage, almost the same way. He had a full-on, full-size milling machine. He did rifles, old rifles, like 1700s, 1800s rifle
Oh, uh-huh.
barrels. Machining had several lathes back there. But it was just stuff was buried, and some of it was walked on. And so if you found something that was whole, it might be dented up and something was broken because it kept getting walked on. But most of the stuff he had was all in part pieces. Almost everything, the screws had the screws out of it.
He
And
took stuff apart and
there
didn't
was
put
just
anything together.
pieces.
Back together. Oh,
I picked
wow.
up a I picked up an old NRI signal tracer. I'm gonna recap and make work. I picked up a couple of radios. I left some stuff there. The one radio cabinet that was bulged out that Scott sent in one of the pictures. It was like it's not worth even messing with. So, but he had a number of sheets of veneer. Um, at one time, he must have at least tried re-veneering some of the stuff. But yeah, no, it was a hoarder house. I mean, it was just packed.
Do we know,
Wow.
was he actually living there? Do you know that?
Yes, he was. And his son and daughter-in-law were the ones, trying to clean things up. But he said, was a year ago, house froze up, lost power, the house froze, and he hasn't had water there since then. But he had a mattress on top of the junk in the garage. That's where he slept.
Wow.
Yeah,
And he
it
had
was.
in the carport, there's a Crosley Hotshot and a King Midget, both totally disassembled.
Hmm.
Yeah, along with the Jaguar.
Yeah.
Kept seeing
And
the distributor cap for the V12. But I
yeah,
didn't see much more of it. But
well, the frame was out on the side of the house.
is that where it was?
Yeah. There were headset. I mean, there was no rhyme or reason. You would find gun parts in the living room as well as back by the lathes and stuff. You would find radios in the garage as well as in each room. It's like he brought something home and wherever space, he just laid it there and laid it there and laid it there. There's no rhyme or reason. It wasn't like he put all the radios in one room. They were just scattered, scattered. He had a I didn't pull him out. He had a joiner and a planer buried in the living room underneath all the junk. I dug down far enough to see those. I mean, literally, you're walking 2 feet above the floor, and you had to dig through the stuff to see what was there.
All that metalworking stuff, there must have been extra supports put underneath the floor or something because
I
that
don't
was
know,
heavy
because that,
stuff back there.
yeah, that machine had to weigh 1,000 pounds or more. That
Yeah,
milling machine.
yeah, it was huge and heavy,
Yeah,
and there was, shavings on the floor, metal shavings still on the
yeah.
floor.
I don't know how in the world he got it in there.
And did you say it was like a manufactured home or something?
Yeah, a double wide.
The double
Yeah,
Yep.
wide.
it was in a
So,
mobile
Wow.
home park. Yeah,
I mean, there's not that much support on those things.
Yeah.
that's what
No.
I was saying. You must have, had to support the
Yeah, I
floor
don't know.
separately back there because it was just so heavy. I mean, it was just sitting on blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Well, too bad for the family having to deal with all that, but
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, he died intestate, so it's going to go to the probate fairly soon, apparently.
He they said he picked up a very expensive rifle about Christmas time is what they were digging through trying to find. And as far as I know, they never did find it. So I don't know what happened to that. But that was kind of his thing. I think she said he was 83 or 84, something like that.
Hmm.
well, yep, he lived a good long life, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing what he loved to do, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Well, guys, I got to get going.
Yep.
Okay.
I got an 8:30 appointment tonight, so have a good one. I won't be at the sale this weekend. We're headed up to my daughter's and up in Burlington, so we're headed north of Seattle this weekend, but we'll be around for the next one. So good night.
Good night.
Yep. Good night. See you later. What you working on, Larry?
A Hammerlin speaker,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay.
and I was made a new front for it.
Nice.
This is this is the speaker I was going to put in it. Pretty nice. It's got even got foam around the edges.
Nice.
That's always a plus, right?
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, I got it. Oh, holes.
Well, we don't have a lot of old timers on here tonight, but there was a guy that I ran into on Facebook, actually, on one of the antique radio groups. But
Mm-hmm.
I think his name was Tom Patterson, who apparently was a member of our club 10 years or so ago and had been living out on the coast and now is in Willamina, so kind of west
Yeah.
of Sheridan and McVinville and all that. And he was saying that he had radios that he wanted to have somebody restore. And I said, well, you know, he said that he used to be a member of the club that met in Oregon City, is what he used to talk about. I said, well, yeah, but we're still we're still there if you want to do it. So anyhow,
Yeah.
I told him about the fact that the next meeting is I think on the 14th,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I said, I know that's a little bit of a drive, from Willamina, but you sure come and if you have anyhow. So he said, well, yeah, I can make it. So hopefully he'll come out because
Yeah, that'd be cool.
he had been, like I said, a member 10 or more years ago, and said he's got a bunch of radios that need work on, and he needs help and all that. And I said, well, you kind of come to the right place. There's a lot of folks
Yeah.
there
Hmm.
that help you out. So anyhow, so we'll see if he shows up. I think his name was Tom Patterson, as I recall. So we'll see if
Yeah.
he
Okay.
shows.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That'd be cool. Cool if he rejoins the club too, even
Sure.
if he's not able to drive to the meetings all the time.
Well, there's a number of folks who live
Oh yeah.
quite a ways away. I mean, it takes me about 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get down to Oregon City, but there are other people that are, who are members who
Yeah.
can't
There's
really
like
come at all because they live like in Bend or Mark Sampson that we collected a bunch of his radios. He's down there in Florence,
hmm
so and I think
I think we got a couple of members on the East Coast too now. So,
there was one in Hawaii. I can't
oh,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah. And then
he
there's
tunes in here every now and then.
right, and then there's somebody that lives down in Medford or something about down that area.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's some folks that are sort of outside of the Portland metro area.
Yeah. Still drilling holes, Larry?
Yep. Still don't
Yep.
know. Drilled some holes, but they didn't match.
Well, just keep drilling. You'll get some.
Eventually I'll get him, right?
Yeah.
That ought to be enough holes. Some of them are bound to match. You got these kind of screws with things that dig in so they don't twist once you get them in.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Larry, that fellow from Passara reached out to me about the SX-28,
Yeah.
but he didn't want an A
Oh, I see.
because he needs certain parts. I like the lid for the RF section and things like that um, that he specifically
Yeah.
wanted. You specifically said you did not want a 28A stuff, and I said, well, I can't help you on that, but
You repainted that box, right?
This one, no.
No, okay. It just looks extra shiny in the camera.
Yeah, that's probably it. But it's got, this is the feet, and it's got scuff marks.
Oh,
Or
okay, yeah, yeah.
it's got
Yeah, little paint divots
paint
and stuff in it. Yeah.
and a little bit of rust right in there. I probably can't see it.
Larry, what's the matching speaker for the SX28 and 25 and 28? I have the one. I have one that I repainted. I went to a paint shop that does a lot of auto paint stuff, and went had to match it, and looks pretty good. But I don't think I may need to do it again. I think the evenness of my rattle can use was quite good. But I took all the little fins off and everything, and repainted it. I'm gonna have to do it again. But I also have the
I
one.
think, I
Also had
think
the,
it's see that speaker right
like
there.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like that. Yeah, exactly that one. But
Mm, hmm.
I also have one that you have just to the left of that. I can't.
Well, that's the
Yeah, I have one like that. That
40. What is it? An R42? Is that
yeah,
it?
it's one where you can switch between like a high fidelity and a communication kind of thing or something. Yeah, right there. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I have one. It's really in pretty good shape. So I'm yeah.
What does that
They,
switch do?
It
it kills the low note or kills the low notes and just
yeah
lets the high
Okay.
note.
yeah. So you don't right. So it's just
Uh,
so you just hear the voice kind of thing more.
it's an R42.
Right. Reproducer. That's the I've got one of those, and then the other one, like the one you just showed, that's the one I repainted, and I need, like I said, it.
That one's not too bad. I got one that looks a lot worse.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is that?
Oh, there it
That
is.
one,
Yeah.
that one down here that don't look nice.
Yeah. That shiny grill stuff kind of tends to get. I didn't repaint that. I just kind of took a little fine, double four, a double O, a 40 steel wool, and just kind of try to clean that up a little bit. And that was about it.
Yeah, this one needs repainting. It's got bad spots all over it.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like smoke stain too. I've got a sandblaster, but I haven't been able to get it to work yet.
I've been
It takes,
trying to decide whether I need to get one. But afraid I'm going to cause more damage than
well, you take it right down to bare metal and start over again is what you do with those.
I guess that's true. And Larry, the speakers in those were routinely at 500 ohm, were they? Do you remember?
Uh, I think they are. I think they got a transformer in them.
That's sort of what I remember, but
I can get to the back of that one. Pretty sure it has a transformer in it. Yep, it's got a transformer.
okay.
They're 500 ohm.
All right.
Match up with a They match up with the SX42 or 62 and or the SX28. They'll go to either one of those because most of those have push pull output in the radios,
Yeah.
so they'll put out some sound.
Where's your puppy?
Yeah, he's in the house probably. These are a couple of 62s that I'm going to be working on down here.
Yeah.
The bottom one's got decal, or the back of it's coming off the plate, so that one's going to be parts. The top one has a good glass, so it's going to be probably fixed up.
Okay.
The bottom one has this shaft missing. That's the one that calibrates the dial that moves the pointer back and forth
Yeah.
a little bit so that it's on frequency. The decal is missing out of this one, I think. No, wait, that's the decal. Decal is there. And this one's the one I got to restring. So when I get that one started to restring, I'm going to take a look at this one down here, see how it's strung. These are the SX62Bs.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what the difference is on those, right?
No,
62A.
I don't. No, I don't.
The B has a knob that has, let's see if I can get it to focus. That one has the FM AFC,
Okay.
and the other ones don't have an AFC on it, the FM,
Okay.
so they're a little different. And when I was working on this one here, I know this is supposed to be Tombstone radio night, but
Yeah, it's towards the end. We can share whatever.
this here coil is bad in this one.
Uh-oh.
I was messing around with it, I think, and the wire came loose in between the two coils. There's two coils, but the little fine wire that goes between one and the other
Yeah.
come loose, and it's on the inside.
Oh.
So hopefully I can take it out of another radio and run it under the junk. But that's just the calibrator one for the needle. It doesn't affect how the radio works. When you, John, when you go on yours, on your SX28,
Yeah.
they will figure out what the difference is on this one. This one, on the high bands, when you turn the RF gain and everything all the way up, it goes into oscillations in certain spots on the dial. So I did something wrong, or got something misadjusted. We'll see how yours operate when you get yours going.
Okay.
Gary's working on something over there. We don't know what.
Yeah, hiding in the corner.
You have a couple of these radios, John.
I have one. I I have. In fact, I've got it.
This is the
I have it.
Echophone commercial.
It's the EC1.
Okay, you got an EC1.
That's the EC1.
Okay, and
And and does everybody know the history of the Echophone? It's
I
really
know.
it's kind of interesting because it was actually made by Hallicrafters during the World War II. But you know, when all commercial um, sales was curtailed, because of the military, what Halligan came up with was, well, we'll make these, but we'll sell them just to GIs, or
Right.
the families could buy them for their loved ones who was in the military. So they were still able to kind of produce, kind of a commercial sort of thing during the war when where it's supposed to, because they weren't marketing to the general public. They were to military personnel or to their
Right.
families, who could sell it, buy it for their loved one who was in the armies or navy.
Yeah. I have an EC3 also. This is a 3.
You don't have the right knobs though.
Don't think so?
No,
Yeah,
they,
hodgepodge, don't it?
yeah. But yeah, that's I can't remember when they then switched it to, they had like the two separate, because see, with these they have the main tuning and the band spread kind of down below on a sort of a log scale kind of thing, whereas they later, and I can't remember the model, where they had like two separate ones where yeah, like that. So you can see the band spread is down below and then the main above. But then they later had it where they were like two separate, um, you know, radio kind of dialing kind of things.
Yeah. Are they supposed to have these kind of knobs?
Well,
Let's see.
they're supposed to look like that. Can you see those? I mean, it's, they,
Like,
that was, that's what, more like that. Yeah. Yes, that's pretty close.
okay. These are the ones that have it's got kind of grooves on the outside.
Yes.
Okay, I've got extra ones of those. And then are they also supposed to have this smaller ones?
Yes, um, with a little white spot for the, yes, that looks right. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put a set of those on it then.
Yeah, that's more like it. The what you have there looks a later kind of thing, but yeah, they would normally look like that.
Yeah, well, that's the same one they used on or same ones they use pretty much on the S20s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it'd be about the same vintage, that's,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So I can take those wrong knobs off and replace most of them.
yeah.
But let's see. Are they all supposed to be the same size?
Uh,
On the,
the what I have is for the on-off volume and the band switch are smaller, and then the main and band spread tuner is larger. So
does yours have a band switch and a selectivity on it?
uh, see this one, see the EC1 just
Oh,
had
okay.
they had a
Yeah,
where you could turn
smaller.
the BFO on and off,
Oh, okay.
and then you could switch it between speakers and headphone, and then
Okay.
standby. I don't know why you. I mean, it's not like you're going to use this with a transmitter, but apparently they had it so you could go to a standby. But that was it. It was the EC1 was pretty bare bones.
This one's got 3 bands on this one up there.
Yeah, this has 3 bands also.
So
Yeah.
it's it, this one might be an EC1. It just says Echo Phone commercial on it.
Yes, that's what mine says too. And it looks like somebody added. That looks like
Yeah, somebody put a headphone jack in it or
yeah.
something.
That's what that's not original. The rest of it looks pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. Except they added that stupid headphone jack or something out
Right.
front.
Yeah,
Ruined it.
that's the original. That
Okay. So I got a 1 and a 3. I don't have the 2. Gonna have to look it up. I'll have to look at a swap meet somewhere and find a 2.
this is when they were marketing it. They're having it deal with a. I can't remember this character that they had. What his name was. This kind of goofy guy. This army dude who everything was boring there in the South Pacific until he got his Echo phone, and now all the girls gather around him. And it was so. This, anyhow, well, anyhow, guys, I think I'm going to bail out. So
All
we'll
right.
see.
Well,
All right, sounds good.
We'll see y'all next time on the 14th.
Yep.
yeah, Jack. Thanks for hosting again.
Yep, you're welcome. Thanks for joining.
It's always fun. Okay, see you
All
guys.
right.
Yep,
Back in the
see
house.
ya.
Good night. Good night, Gary.
Hello.
Good night.
Hi.
I guess we're leaving.
So are we the only ones left? Oh, I guess everybody else is gone.